Now please help me to welcome on the stage Francesca Wuttke, the founder and CEO of NEN. Good luck, Francesca.
The Wuttke Show continues. So hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm Francesca Wuttke. I'm the founder and CEO of NEN. I've been in the healthcare space for the past 30 years as a researcher, as a digital health venture capitalist, and then most recently as a recovering pharma person, being chief digital officer at Admiral. I started NEN to bring digital solutions to help kids manage pain. The WHO recently reported 400 million kids suffer from pain worldwide. We're starting in pediatric cancer. Of the 500,000 kids that are suffering from cancer, nearly all of them experience pain. But these kids are also at really high risk of medical trauma. And the medical trauma that they undergo when they're in their cancer journey, these negative pain memories can be quite sticky and can persist through survivorship and into adulthood. And in fact, 59% of adult survivors of pediatric cancer have pain. So treating pain in the moment is not just a nice to have, it's a necessity. Kids have a really hard time communicating about their pain, so it's very difficult for both parents and providers to understand how much pain they're in. So how can you treat what you don't understand? There are too few therapists to treat these kids. Most families have to wait between 6 to 12 months before even getting in the door of a pediatric psychologist. You would think that you can leverage digital solutions to bridge this access gap, but unfortunately, very few solutions exist. That's exactly what we're endeavoring to do. Kids matter, and we're committed to kids. We're developing science-based gaming for kids, with kids, to help them manage their pain. We're using cognitive behavioral therapy and leveraging play in children to gamify it, to make it really fun and engaging for them. Kids love to play, even sick kids love to play. And we're delivering the therapy in a way that's really fun for them and that they're enjoying using. How do we do that? We've created 3 virtual companions because we really want to help these kids separate mood from pain. Is it mood or is it pain? Dolores, which obviously means pain in Spanish, delivers CBT related to pain, and then Sarah and Tony are more focused on the serotonergic receptor pathways. Sarah delivers anxiety-related CBT and Tony depression. But it's not just the kids. We've spoken to a lot of parents along this journey, and the thing that has been most overwhelmingly consistent is their sense of helplessness. There's not a lot that parents can do when their child is in pain. So we've created a suite of services specifically for parents to help them help their kids get the best outcomes out of the CBT. And there's very strong evidence to suggest that when parents are involved, the outcomes can be even greater. So how are we getting this to kids? We recently launched our first iteration of the product in the US, UK, Spain, and Portugal. But our product is based on trust, and trust comes from evidence. So we're collaborating with hospitals, top pediatric academic centers in the US and Europe to generate that clinical evidence. What we're finding, though, is that as these champions in the hospitals are interested in working with us, they're being converted into customers. And they're also serving as a megaphone for the families to start using NEN. These are some of the hospitals that have had an interest in working with us, some on these enterprise-wide licensing deals, others on clinical collaborations, and some on both.
Dear Francesca, hospitals... Thank you. I'm so sorry. We're running a little bit over time, so let's jump immediately into the question.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you for the pitch. Can you talk a little bit about the B2B2C model and help us understand the economic impact of pain for the hospitals, for example, and the clinical stakeholders?
Yeah, so we have a D2C model, which is direct to parents, where the parents self-pay. Because of the nature of this condition, there's a willingness to pay on the part of parents. What we've been hearing from parents is that generally they're prescribed 6 to 10 sessions of in-person psychotherapy when they're able to get into these physician offices. In the US, each one of those 45-minute sessions cost about $387. So we're pricing it to be the equivalent of one of these sessions. It's a lifetime subscription. We also have a buy one, share one program, so that we want to make sure that kids all over the world are able to get access to NEN, even if their families can't afford it. On the hospital side, either the hospitals will pay for an enterprise-wide solution, the hospitals themselves, or what we're finding are foundations associated with those hospitals can also pay. And then kids can have access in that way, and then ultimately it'll be prescribed and reimbursed.
As Javis, we are investors in a company called Sidekick, which is companion, let's say therapy in a way, digital companion, which is very similar to what you're just sharing with us. Can you elaborate a bit more on the gamification? How do you engage? How you make this sticky? And for parents too, of course. So it's like...
For parents, it's quite easy because they're really motivated to learn more about their child's therapy. So as children complete modules on the Kids app, the parents get a reminder that says, hey, you know, little Johnny just completed this therapy. We provide insight in terms of the clinical rationale for why the child is learning that particular skill, show a little video about what that skill is, and then give them some tips and tricks. So for the adults, it's quite easy. For the kids, we've worked very, very hard on making the platform really fun for kids. We've worked with Frog Design from inception. We've been testing with kids from the very beginning with Centro Andedeo and others. And kids are wonderfully unfiltered in their responses, so we get a lot of feedback, and that has helped us iterate and build the platform. We take the same tenets that are provided in in-person therapy and just make a game out of it. So for example, if it's cognitive reframing, we have our little pain monster who comes in who has some bad thoughts, some good thoughts, and based on how they're kind of applying the different thought fruits, they're able to get more or less points, and that motivates them. It's all based on the premise of positive psychology and rewards-based psychology. It's also been created by practicing pain psychologists. So what works in the clinic is what we've implemented on the platform.
Hi, Francesca. Good to see you here.
Hello.
Could you update us on whether you already have some efficacy data or like, you know, these little clinical trials, how they are going?
Yeah, so we've tested with about 50 kids and parents so far. We're looking to kick off our first clinical validation study, which Stanford will be leading. We're in the process now of raising our $2 million or €2 million seed round. We're about more than 50% subscribed with 1.1 million already in. The remaining 0.9 is what will fund that clinical validation study. We also have interest from foundations to potentially run it based on the foundation. So we'll be kicking that off over the coming months. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Francesca.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation.